What's up, Keep Pounding crew? Back today with another video. Keep pounding! Today's topic is preview for the Green Bay Packers game in Lambeau Field. If you like the video, if you like the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so. And let's dive on in. Now, we are currently sitting at 4-9 record-wise. As of right now, we are sitting at 5th in the draft order. Now, what we have to hope for if we want that number 4 spot is for Dallas, Atlanta, and Philadelphia to win at least one more game for us to have a solid shot at the number 4 draft spot. Now, as you know, I have been checking out a couple of players lately, mainly offensive tackles, because that's what I believe that we should be drafting in the first round. And I've looked at Sewell, and I have also looked at Alex Leatherwood from Alabama of the offensive tackles. Now, from what I saw, I really like Sewell a lot. I think he's a solid 300-pound offensive tackle. You know, he's got good mechanics, good footwork, good hands. And my question is, will he stay healthy? You know, that's the question I've had from the very beginning when we've been drafting offensive linemen is, can we keep them healthy? Because that is the number one problem that we have had with this team on the offensive line since the beginning, since 2015. We have not had healthy linemen to be able to protect our quarterbacks. Now, I've also started looking at other players that we could be drafting as well, such as Micah Parsons from Penn State. He was mentioned, and I plan on looking at a couple of corners that are sitting in the top 10 as well and projected. That will be happening tomorrow on the live stream on the Facebook page. Keep pounding. We'll be doing a live stream of that. We'll be getting live reactions to film study of these players and stats as well. I'll be able to read those off to you. So that is to be announced. I have not set a time for that yet, but look for that to be in the afternoon on Sunday. So if you'd like to join in on that and check out the live stream of that, be sure to go and check out the Facebook page, Keep Pounding. And I will be sure to throw out a post about that to let you know when that's going to happen. Another good reason to join that page is for game posts from me, live reactions during the game, live streams. You can be a part of Zoom calls during streams, and occasionally I'll do live streams where I post reactions to what's going on during the game. So if you'd like to be a part of that, we also have polls and opinions posts as well. Anybody can post there. You know, if you'd like to be a part of that, go join it. Go find it on Facebook and request it. It's Keep Pounding in all caps, same as the name of the channel. But that's not what you're here for. You're here for the Green Bay matchup. So let's see what we've got to deal with here. And I'm going to start with Greg Little, because Greg Little is hurt and on injury reserve again. So, I well, I shouldn't say again because I don't know if he was on IR before this, but he's hurt again. So, um, according to David Newton, he was set to take over for a hurt Russell Okung, and we still don't know what the actual diagnosis of his injury is, only that it is slowing his development. So, your guess is as good as mine. I've been asking around. No one seems to know. So, I mean, you guys let me know in the comments if you find out what his actual health issue is. And please be sure to post a credible source if you do find it. Now, getting to the injuries for the team today. Dennis Daly, still dealing with that concussion protocol. Greg Little, we already covered. Trey Boston is questionable with a hamstring. But I think he will probably play. Curtis Samuel with a hamstring is questionable. Efe Obada is questionable. No status on his injury. And Christian McCaffrey is doubtful with a thigh injury. They were very specific about that. All right, so a variety of players here dealing with injuries. And the Packers are given a 74.8% chance of winning, according to ESPN. Football Power Index. The betting line is +8 in favor of the Packers. So, Green Bay injuries. Jace Sternberger, Malik Taylor, and Simon are listed right now. Jace is listed as out. That's the tight end. Malik is the wide receiver. He's questionable. And Simon is out. He's the guard. So, does this present an opportunity for Brian Burns to possibly get some pass rushes in there and heat up the pocket? Maybe. But we'll look at a team comparison here. We got 31.5 points per game for the Packers. We're sitting at 23.6 currently. We allow 25.5. The Packers allow 24.8 yards per points per game, which I mean is pretty similar. So that tells you the problem is our offense right out of the gate. It's not our defense necessarily, because a lot of the teams out there are giving up about 25 points or a little bit less. So that's reasonable. However, the zone defense is not cutting it. But the points per game, 23.6, that's just, we can't have that. We can't have that. So, we have gotten 369.6 average total yards per game. Packers averaging 407.3. Passing, we're not that far behind them, but rushing game, we're a little bit behind at the moment. Yards allowed. Now, here's a big number I want to point out to you. The Packers have given up 352.9 average yards per game. Now, that is systematic of their defense and the way they've been playing this year. I've been watching that defense, and they've got some holes. That D-line is not as sturdy as it looks. We could take advantage of it. We could find some gaps. We could see what happens there. But ultimately, the Packers are just going to run us over at the end of the day. You're looking at a 10-3 Packers playoff team. They are clearly in control of the North right now. I mean, Minnesota is the closest one. Chicago battling it out for second place with 6-7 currently. And how in the world we are still in the hunt for the playoffs, I have no idea. Don't get it twisted, man. I want draft picks at this point. This team is not competitive enough to battle in the playoffs and actually win a game. There's just no way. I don't care if we make the playoffs. We can't stay in it. So what's the point? You know? So you looking at Aaron Rodgers, he's got almost 4,000 yards total for the year, 39 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I mean, that's double what Teddy's doing right now, except for the yardage. Teddy's sitting at 3,100 yards currently. You got Mike Davis sitting at 137 yards, 137 carries, 555 yards, 5 touchdowns. My mistake. 160 carries, 823 yards, and 7 touchdowns for Aaron Jones. And Robbie is sitting at 83 receptions, 996 yards, 2 touchdowns. He'll easily get over 1,000 today. I have no doubt of that. No doubt of that. Versus Devontae Adams, 91 catches, 1,144 yards, 14 touchdowns. Now, the number I want to point out to you is 14 touchdowns. Because you're sitting there with a wide receiver squad that got 0 touchdowns in the last game. For us. 0 touchdowns. And this was against Denver. Come on. We can't get a single wide receiver touchdown against Denver. What do we expect to do against Green Bay's defense? I mean, let's be honest here. Let's be real. Because this is what this channel is. We're real here. You know? I'm not going to sludge the facts. I'm not going to tell you something that isn't true. I'm not going to derail you. I'm going to tell you straight up how it is. This team has very little to no chance of beating the Packers today. Especially in Lambeau. You look at our history in Lambeau, it's not good. It's not good at all. And, you know, for the people that think, oh, well, if we just end up on a certain record, we'll be fine. Well, how does that record help us to build? It only hurts us, guys. Come on. Finishing 6-9 only hurts us. We're not making the playoffs. We're not going to get any wins in the playoffs, even if we get in. Ding dong, hello. Come on, people. Guys, I get it's 2020 and everybody's brain is whack. But it ain't that whack. But these are the same people that are going, oh, well, we want Cam Newton back. Cam's gone. Oh, but we want Rod Rivera back. Ron's gone. This is now. This is 2020. Get with what time it is. Get with what date it is. We're in the current year. We're not 2019 anymore. You know, come on. We got to work with what we have. Now, I could prepare and set up a potential draft board for this management crew. But this fan base is still stuck on 2019. As I think most of the world is right now. Which is understandable. But we got to get with 2020 and what's available right now. What we're doing right now. This game is scheduled to start at 8:15 on NFL Network. So if you don't have NFL Network, I'm sure there's a provider out there. Just ask around the fan base. Ask around the fan pages. Somebody will be able to tell you, I'm sure, how you can get that channel. Or how you can be able to stream the game. But honestly, at this point, only us YouTubers really have to watch this and take notes, to be fair, to be able to report it to you. You don't have to watch a blowout, which is what I think this game is going to be. But I will be watching, and I believe they're going to be running a replay of it as well on NFL Network. Sometime this following week. I gotta double check that. But yes, I believe so. Of this game specifically. The crazy thing is, we play up to our opponents. So, you know, that 25% chance is still valid. It's still valid in that sense. Because we might take it down to a 10-point deficit before we end the game with a loss. But I'm going to tell you, if we come out of this fighting and doing what we're supposed to be doing and checking all of our 5 boxes, I believe we have a solid shot at looking pretty decent today and building for the future. Now, I'm going to be looking at a few specific players. I'm not going to say who, because I don't want to spoil it for the players if they are watching this, you know. But I am going to be looking at a few players. I'll be saying those players' names and what I thought of those players after the game for the post-game video. So be looking for that. Probably tomorrow or really, really, really late tonight if I drop that video tonight. But I will be recording it tonight, so let's see. Is there anything else that we really need to cover with this game? Probably the stats, right? We'll do the team stats. And the main thing about this game is that it's going to help us secure a draft pick. Now, whether that be 4th or 5th, it's going to help us secure a draft pick. And I think there's a few players that could have a big day today, and that could be Curtis Samuel if he's healthy and on the field. Mike Davis will have a big day today. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Shaq's going to have a big day because Shaq has been playing really, really well lately. I'm going to predict that we're going to have play calling issues again. We're going to have play clock issues again. We're going to have all the usual suspect problems again. The thing is, I'm glad that these problems are getting put out there early this year because that shows us exactly what our pluses are, what our weaknesses are, what we have to work on, what we need to weed out, who we need to weed out, what we need to draft, what we need to buy at free agency, and basically how to take out the trash and clean up this team from the first year. This is just evaluation year in the process of 3 years, 3 to 4 year span. Once you've weeded out the players that we don't want, gotten the players that we do, then the process starts all over again second year. We see what we fixed, what we didn't in the first 3 games, and we go from there. Now, as of thus far, I've been very, very satisfied with what we have. There's a few players that we need to weed out, as we did back in 2016, 2017, but, this is, again, first year of the process. If we do this correct, and we make this happen, good things will follow. So the Packers are seeking their 4th straight win against us. And Matt Rule says we're winning, but we're not winning in the right way. Now here's my thought on that. In what ways are we winning, Matt Rule? Because if you define winning by what we're doing as far as simple things such as yards after the catch, tackling, tackle angles, stuff like that, etc., then yes, we are winning in that department. If you mean that we're winning on the scoreboard side, no. We're not winning on the scoreboard side. We are not winning with zone defense. We're not winning with clock management skills with Teddy Bridgewater. We're not winning in a variety of ways. But it's a big 50-50 box here of ways that we're winning versus ways that we're not. And it all depends on how you look at it. So, I get what he's saying, but I'm also confused by what he's saying, if that makes sense. So, yes, Greg Little would be the starter, but instead, we are relying on our next man up, Trent Scott. So let's see how that works out. Let's hope things go well and we play well no matter what happens in this game. Try to keep the faith that this is a process, this is a marathon, not a sprint. We're going to get the right players. We're going to get things done. But you won't see real progress until the start of the second year. You won't start seeing real progress, and I mean real progress until the second year. We've been seeing progress, but we haven't seen real progress. That's when it's going to start happening, once we start filling some of these holes in that we know we have problems in, and weeding out the players that we don't need. That being said, enjoy the game, and keep pounding.